All right, guys, we're on week 2, no vaping. I said I was going to give an update last week at 1 week. However, I didn't really have too much to say, and I was mostly just pissed off and angry. So there was no point in me giving a 1 week update. However, from week 1 to week 2, things have drastically improved. You know, that first week I was struggling with like the hand mouth thing where, like, you know, when you look back on like my vaping and the amount of vaping that I did throughout the day, you know, it sounds unbelievable, but there was never, you know, a time, you know, every 3 to 5 minutes I was hitting my vape. And it didn't matter where I was, you know, whether I was at an airport, a restaurant, on a plane, you know, at work, in my house, like, it didn't matter. Every 3 to 5 minutes, I was reaching for my vape and I was hitting it. So trying to get out of that, like, mentally, you know, like, my body was just programmed for it. And even when I wasn't even thinking about vaping, you know, so many situations popped up where, like, my hand just kept going for my pocket, you know, without even without even me, like, consciously thinking about it. I just kept going for it. And every single time, it was like a huge letdown. I struggled a lot with that first week with that. And I struggled, you know, when I woke up, when I was on break at work, after meals. Those are probably like the toughest times for me during that first week. Now, moving a little bit forward, this past week, which is the second week of me no vaping, things have improved a lot. So I find myself, you know, reaching for my pocket a lot less. You know, I'm not it was before, it was like literally like happening every 10 minutes. Like, my hand would just go there and I had to, you know, tell myself, you know, there's nothing there. But this past week, it's gone down significantly. You know, I've been reaching for my pocket maybe 10 to 15 times a day, which is a huge improvement from the week before, when it was like, you know, 100 times a day. Cravings for vaping are still there after I eat. You know, after I eat food, that's probably one of the hardest times where it's like I don't even know what to do with myself after I eat food. So I've been like trying to enjoy like something good to drink, you know, afterwards, and like try to like reward myself, you know, like if I have my meal. You know, I'm a big like diet soda drinker. I don't drink any regular sodas. So sometimes I've been drinking a regular soda after I eat a meal, just kind of like so I can get a little bit of a reward. Other than that, you know, things have been great. And I feel like I'm really doing it this time. You know, this is the longest I've ever gone without vaping in probably like 9 years. So, and I've been a smoker since I was like 16 years old. So I smoked cigarettes. I started when I was 16. And then I ended up quitting smoking when I got out of jail. Well, quitting. But when I got out of jail, I started smoking cigarettes and I started working out. And I ended up quitting smoking cigarettes because I was into working out a lot. And I just saw vaping as like a healthier alternative. You know, but for me, the transition ended up being, you know, way worse than cigarettes. You know, because when you think about cigarettes, you know, I can't smoke cigarettes inside my house. I can't smoke cigarettes inside my work. You know, you have to go outside to smoke a cigarette 99% of the time. And when you went to vaping, became like readily available for you at all times. And that just fucked everything up for me. And I became way more massively addicted to smoking since moving to vaping from smoking cigarettes. So if you take out all of my jail time and we just take about my times like on the streets, you know, this is the longest I've ever gone without smoking since I was like 16 years old. And I'm 36 now, so it's like 20 years. So it's a huge, huge milestone for me. I'm super excited about it. And I have that like internal feeling where it's like, I know that I'm never going to fucking do it again. You know, and I had that same feeling when I quit doing heroin. You know, when I quit doing drugs, I got this weird feeling inside me where I was like, you know, like, I'm done for now. You know, like, and I just know it internally that like I'm done forever. And the amount of money that I've saved already. I've probably saved $75 just in the last 2 weeks just not buying vapes, and it's fucking amazing. I think the only thing that I have to look forward to now, or worry about now looking forward, is coming off the Chantix. So I've been on the Chantix now about a month and a half, and I'm going to be coming off that. I think I'm going to take it for probably like another like 2 to 4 weeks, and then I think you wean off of it. You know, I'm going to be checking with my doctor. I'm going in to see my doctor in the next week, and we'll get like a game plan for coming off the Chantix. So I'm like very curious to see how that's going to go, and if I'm going to have any withdrawal or, you know, any physical withdrawal once I come off the Chantix. But everything's going great now. If anything comes up, I'll give you guys another update after I see my doctor, and we'll figure out how to come off this Chantix. But this is a fucking victory. This is fucking awesome, and I couldn't be any more excited. So I hope you guys have a great week. Posting our new videos coming out Friday, so stay tuned for that. I love all you guys. If you guys are loving the content, please like, please comment, please subscribe. I'm out.